Okay, hello everyone, and I hope you guys enjoy the lunch. So today I'm going to present our research, a new information stealer group we name it CoralRaiders, and how it targeted victims' data and social media accounts. So before we dive in, let me introduce myself. And sorry about that because my colleague have some family issues, so he cannot come here today. So I will be the only presenter today. And my name is Chen, and I'm from CISCO Talos, and I live in Taiwan, which is a small country. I'm not sure you know that. And I'm focused on incident response, APT investigation, malware analysis, crypto analysis, etc. And I have also speak at a few conferences before. So that is me. So today, we are focused on those topics. So we will introduce about the CoralRaiders campaign and the target first. Second, we will talk about the campaign 1 and his initial vectors, also about attack chain and also the final payload. And third, we will also detail about the campaign 2 about CoralRaiders and his initial vector, attack chain, payload as well. And last but not least, we will talk about why we think both of them are operating by same groups and what we found from the tail of this group. Yeah, why we categorize it was from Vietnam origin. So before we jump into two campaign cases, let's chat about the information about CoralRaider group. So what is CoralRaider? The CoralRaider, also named UTG-Q007, which is named by a Chinese company named Qianxin Threat Intelligence Center. And that is Vietnam's origin threat and active since 2023, which is last year. So it's pretty new. And their goal is data thief and hijacking social media accounts for financial gain, which means they are just doing cybercrime and they are doing for financials. Their motivation is financials. And their targets are most of them in the Asia countries, but there's a few in Europe countries and US region. And the notable TTPs and malware are listed on the slide. However, we will still detail them in the following slide. So, about the campaigns. CoralRaider has been operating since last year, and we believe they are still pretty active right now. And they are really good at multiple stage attack chain with variety payloads in their Azure. And they also focus on the stealing credential and the financial data, and also hijacking a lot of social media accounts for doing their cybercrime activity. And about their targets across worldwide. However, most of the victims are still in Asia, and some of the business vectors, including government and computer technology call centers, etc. Moreover, one of the initial vector is a malicious movie files, indicated the possibility of the widespread attack across various business vectors. So, here we are going to talk about the campaign 1, which is happened in the end of 2023 and the early of 2024, which is pretty new. Here's the full attack chain of this campaign 1. The attack chain is pretty complicated. However, we will talk about how attacker used customized script to download and drop malware without detections. Also, used the PowerShell to anti-virtual machines and anti-analysis, also doing some bypass UAC. So, we will talk about the PowerShell execution stage first, which is in the red circle. About the initial vector in the campaign 1, we can see The decoy file name are customized file name, and the languages are specially for their targets. Like there's a Chinese name and Korean names, which is pretty sure we know what they are trying to target. And we also found several unique drive serial numbers in the link files. There are highly possibility belongs to threat actors. However, we just saw it, but we cannot identify it. In addition, a notable technique is they try to use low BIOS that call for files.exe and then execute the PowerShell script. And finally start MSHTA to load a remote HTA script file. And the interesting part is they try to use stars to replace the MSHTA.exe in order to invade the detections as the screenshot. So in the orange circle, you can see there is stars to trying to replace the original MSHTA.exe, which is pretty unique. And we believe that was possibly developed by the threat actors. So, about the PowerShell UAC bypass. The attacker used an improved UAC bypass technology by abusing curver registry key features. So, what is curver registry key? It is a prog ID, a programmatic identifier, a registry key associated with the COM object, classic object. In order to avoid the intercept of antivirus software, the attack created a prog ID named .omg and point the curver entry in the MS setting prog ID to .omg, just like what we see in the screenshot. So when start the system, the file fodhelper.exe, which is a legitimate Windows executable, used to manage feature in the Windows setting. So that file will first use MS settings prog ID to open the file and read the content of curver. So the malware can successfully bypass UAC and run as a high privilege permission. About the first campaign, final payload. The final payload is developed by a threat actor themselves, we believe. So in this part, we will more focus on the robot and X-client stealer, the final payload part, how they use google.com as a download site and infiltrating the data to Telegram bot channel, which is in the red column. About the robot, which is a customized variant of CoralRaider client, with the feature of invading detections, performing a recon and modify internet proxy and functional as a loader. And the robot able to load and run X-client stealer from its resource sections. And here's another payload is X-client stealers. X-client stealer is loaded by robot and performs an anti-virtual machines and antivirus software invasion checks. The malware is able to capture screenshot and steal credentials and financial data in victim's machine. It's not only target a variety of browsers' credentials, but also stealing data from victims' personal business and advertisement account on the social media platforms, so such as the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and others. About the X-client stealer, use a documented document API of social media accounts to steal the credentials, which is very common but still very useful. as you can see from the screen, they're trying to steal the Facebook stuff from his API. So about the X clients trying to connect it to the C2, they use a very known technical is a dead drop technical. Attack use the Google as a legitimate external web service to host information that point to an additional CNC server. So X client send a request to Google Doc and redirect to the server, and is able to download a TXT file. So, like a screenshot, request.google.com and a response with the different C2 is a redirected C2. So after redirect to CNC, the CNC returns a childbot.txt file, the content of which is information after 2base64 encoded. And after we decode it, the first part is a link, a Google Cloud document for the next stage payload. The second and third part are used for Telegram bot, like the screenshot shows. The first part is the Google Cloud document, and there's a second part and third part are Telegram token and Telegram chat IDs, which is for Telegram bot. So the X client use a Telegram token and chat ID to connect Telegram channel and use the Telegram API like send message, send photos, send documents. It will try to infiltrate the reconnaissance informations from the victim's machines to attacker's Telegram channel. If the connection and upload information success, the bot will write the setting.xml into the bot for the long-term stealing information's operations. So now we're going to talk about the campaign 2, which is happened the earlier of 2024, and we believe that is still active right now. About the campaign 2, the initial vector still used link file as an entry point. However, the file name has been changed to a more generic and wild use name to better target a global user. There is a specific PowerShell script that is very unique and likely to create by attacker. We have shown in the slide, which is the orange color. We also use this PowerShell script pivoting on the VirusTotal and other malware repository, and the link file are increasing day after day. That is another evidence that we believe CoralRaider is still active right now. And the campaign 2 attack chain are highly similar with campaign 1. They're using the link file to execute the PowerShell and download HTML file data from the download site and run the PowerShell to decrypt and use the FOD helper and the curver com object to bypass UNC, then run the final payload, just like the rest code. However, the upgrade we found about this attack chain is attacker using heavily obfuscation algorithm. The malicious HTML application file is heavily obfuscated and has a JavaScript that decoded and executed a function using a string from char code method, just like screenshot. The decode function then execute an embedded PowerShell decrypt script. The decrypted PowerShell script has a block of AES encrypted strings. So using the AES decrypt function to decrypt next stage UAC bypass payload. And another upgrade we observed in that is attacker using a content delivered network cache, which aka CDN, to store the malicious file on their network edge host in this campaign. So the attacker used the CDN cache as a download server to deceive network defender and avoid the requested delay. About the campaign 2 payloads, attacker using several common information stealer in this campaign. Not like the campaign 1, they developed by themselves. So the first one is CryptoBot. CryptoBot is a typical info stealer targeting Windows system discovered in the wild in 2019, which is very famous. And we found this new CryptoBot variant distributed in the wild since January 2024. And the goal of this new CryptoBot variant are the same, with some new innovation functionalities. A few new CryptoBot variants are packed with VM Protector version 2.0.3 to version 2.13, and another also packed with VM Protect, but with unknown versions. And this is the slide show the list of targeting browsers, applications, and cryptocurrency wallet by the new variant of CryptoBot we found in this campaign. It's really a lot they're trying to steal. And the most important is we observe this new CryptoBot variant also including password manager application database and authenticator application informations in his stealer list. This is showing it trying to steal the cryptocurrency wallet that have two-factor authentication enabled. So CryptoBot is aware that the target application in the victim's environment will have different versions, and their database file will have different file extensions. It will try to scan the victim's machine for database files extension for the target application and harvesting all the credential back and send to threat actors. Another info stealer is Luma C2. So the Luma C2 has already been confirmed to be sold on the underground market for years. The attacker have modified Luma C2's information stealer's capability and obfuscated the malware with a customized algorithm. The C2 domains are encrypted with the symmetric algorithm, and we found that the attacker has 9 CNC servers that the malware will attempt to connect one by one, and steal variety victims' data, including the Discord credentials. The basic stealing function is the same as the previous version, with the addition of victims' Discord credentials to infiltrate it. After harvesting a lot of credentials, the Luma C2 will try to send the information back to CNC. And another interesting fact is about the CNC symmetric algorithm. After analysis variety samples of this new Luma C2 variant, we spot that each will try to use different key to encrypt the C2. And the final payload in the campaign 2 we found is Ramsey malware, a famous information stealer appearing in the underground forum, advertising like September 2022. The Ramsey malware has been evolved till now, and its author has released a newer version about it, like a version 6, in February 15, 2024. However, Ramsey variant we found in this campaign is still version 5. So the threat actor used a Python executable file as a loader to execute the Ramsey malware into the memory. After decompile the Python executable file, the Python script tried to load the Ramsey malware into two stages. The first stage is a simple Python script that replaced the binary code with 0 to 9 and decoded to the second stage. In the second stage, the Python script used the Windows API, allocate the memory block, and inject Ramsey malware into the process. We spot the author, the attacker is developing the Python script with the intention of including the functionality of execution the shellcode. And analyzing the final executable file showed us the malware unpacked the loader module with the customized format, which has a magic header XZ, XS, and performs the process injection. And the customer loader module in the XS format is similar to the Ramsey samples. So the Ramsey select one of the list process as the target process for the injection, just like slideshow. There's two processes. The Ramsey will probably inject it, then execution in the memory. And about the Python script, which is named bsr.py, we found it in this campaign, has additional version of it, also naming like a binary sub replacer.py. And based upon this naming, we refer this as a binary stop replacer, or BSR for short. Using VirusTotal, and there are 73 BSR PyStealer samples, consist of 32 unique BSR cryptors. For the next stage loader injectors, the sample observed in a reporting is based on code, like an open source Conda project, and most of the BSR sample we observed using Conda variant. However, some of the samples we found using another open source project means Divinity protectors. And there's only two contains a Python downloader that cannot link to any open source project, probably developed by themselves. So the payload of BSR, including Ramsey, Lumacy2, and Mario Loader, and also there's a new malware family that we found, another company, CyberSecurity Solutions, called it ABD downloader. So the final part, we will talk about the attribution, about the CoralRaider. We assist the threat actor CoralRaider is likely operating those two campaigns based on the several overlap in their TTPs. The infection chains are highly similarities. Although the picture we did not describe entire PowerShell flow in the campaign 2, but the decryption, UAC bypass, and downloading function are almost the same in those two campaigns. In addition, the motivations of two campaigns are all focused on stealing targets' credential and financial data. And here's we provide the PowerShell script using in the attack chain of these two campaigns. As you can see from the screenshot, we can more easily to understand the decryptor Python script and the downloader Python script are very, very similar to each other. And the final part, we will try to disclosure who is behind this campaign with the following evidence. First, the language performing naming in their bots up and the PDB string of the binaries. And the second, threat actor message in their Telegram C2 bot. Third, Vietnam's words hard-coded in the payload binaries. And the last, attacker's Telegram bot server is in Henan, Vietnam. So here, we are lucky to collect information and uncover several indicators about the origin and the activity of the attacker. The attacker used two Telegram bots. First one, a debug bot for debugging, and the second one, an online bot where its victim's data were received. However, a desktop image in the debug bot had a similar desktop and a Telegram to the online bot. This showed that threat actor possibly infected their own environment while then trying to developing and testing their own bot. And analyzing the image of the attacker's desktop on the Telegram bot, we found a few Telegram groups in Vietnam's name. And those are underground markets where, among other activities, our victim's data was traded. In the image from the debug bot, we spot a Windows device ID and the IP address 118.71.64.18 located in Henan, Vietnam. That is likely the CoralRaider's IP address. And we also uncovered two other images that reveal a few folders on their OneDrive. And one of the folders have a Vietnam's name, which is the same as the one of the other folders in the PDB strings of their loader components. And pivoting on the folder's path in the PDB string, we discover a few other PDB strings have similar path but different Vietnam's name. We analyze and discover the sample with the PDB string and found they belong to the same loader family, Rodbot. The Vietnam's name in the PDB string of the loader binary further strengthens our assessment that CoralRaider is from Vietnam's origin. And also, another image we analyze is an Excel spreadsheet that is likely contains a lot of victims' data. We have cut the image to maintain the confidential, otherwise a lot of victims' information will disclosures. The spreadsheet has several tabs in Vietnam's words. After translating, showing that all tabs that include employee salary spreadsheet, advertising cost, website to buy copies, and PayPal related, and what can use, etc. So the spreadsheet seems to have multiple versions, and the first version was created by May 10, 2023. We also spot they have a login to their Microsoft Office 365 accounts with the display name Dialing Krog. So we believe while accessing this spreadsheet, we think CoralRaider is likely to operating this count for sure. So, in the end, we have provided some case learning, mitigation, and future holds. So the case learning is this CoralRaider using a multi-stage attack chain, and they try to build a customized malware or using a commodity malwares in their attack for sure. And once they success get the credentials, which means they are win. The mitigations we suggest provide a good notifications on your incidents and also a use case study to adjust defense strategy for yourself or your company. And think about a better way to reset all the credentials if you got this kind of info stealer attack. And what will be in the future hold? As you can see, they're doing a lot of invading detection technical. So probably there will be more invaded technicals, and more applications will store your passwords. So the keeping your password safe will be probably difficult than in the future. And the time of stealing credential will be the shorter, which means once times when you double click, even that was multiple stage attack chain, but you will just execute and steal your credential just like a milliseconds. So this is my talk. Thank you.
All right. Round of applause for Joey. Thank you so much.